So I've been a notary for over 13 years. And not to toot my own horn, but there are very few notaries that have as much experience as I do. I've notarized tens and tens and tens of thousands of notarial acts. I've notarized thousands and thousands of real estate closings. I probably know more about closing documents than most real estate attorneys do. And again, I'm not saying that to brag, but there is no replacement for experience. And very few real estate attorneys have done thousands and thousands and thousands of closings like I have. I've done thousands of closings, closings in every kind of scenario you can imagine, with realtors, multiple realtors, boardrooms. I could tell you so many stories that would blow your mind. Seen fights break out in the middle and police call, all kinds of crazy things. It's just insane. And and I've easily made over $500,000 over the past 13 years. That's just being a very light, easygoing estimate. And I'm not trying to brag or toot my own horn, but again, like I said, there's no replacement for experience. And as soon as I became a notary 13 years ago, I jumped into this as a business, as a profession. Unlike some people that are notary, they just became a notary because their job required them to, or just to do, help someone out with getting something notarized or whatever. This is what I did intentionally to make money with, and so I've built a business from the very beginning for the past 13 years, and I've created a very lucrative business that has snowballed into an ever-growing business, where at this point I don't do any advertisement of any form. I don't market or prospect, because it's kind of like, if you imagine watering, I love gardening, I love using gardening analogies, but if you take a seed in the beginning, when you garden, take a seed, like I have some new things I'm growing right now, and in the beginning you got to nurture them, you got to water them, and if you skip if you skip a day or two of watering these new seeds, they're going to die because the roots aren't strong enough, deep enough. But eventually, as the plant gets bigger and the roots get deep enough, you don't even need to water it anymore. It just grows on its own. It's self-sustainable. And so at this point, that's how my business is. It's self-sustainable. It's just an ever-growing business that, if anything, I turn away a ton of business all the time because I can't handle it all, and I like to have a life. And, my online businesses are growing. So eventually, as much as I love the notary business, but, this will be, a business that I will let go of eventually, just because, in my opinion, online business and passive income is the best way to make money, where even though the notary business is a very lucrative business, it's still a service-based business. So anyways, I digress. Getting back to the topic here, there's a ton of money to be made as a notary public, and I want to share, a little bit about how I've made, so much money as a notary, and how you can as well. I just got done officiating a wedding. In the state of Florida, a notary is able to officiate weddings, and so that's something that I started doing a long time ago as a notary, and I've made a lot of money. For this wedding, I just got paid $200, and it took me 30 minutes, and it was a lot of fun. I enjoy doing weddings; they're fun. You're kind of like the star of the show. You're doing it. It's fun. It's a good way to network and things. So, and you can make a lot of money doing weddings. I've been paid over $1,000 to do a wedding before, and so. What you want to do is you can find out every state's different, but you want to find out all the various different roles that a notary can do and different things that a notary can do. For example, I do apostles, I do I-9s, and then I also do closings. In every state, a notary can do real estate closings. What I mean by that is you can notarize the closing documents as what's called a loan signing agent. It's basically just a notary who if you've ever done a closing before of any kind, whether you're buying a house, selling a house, refinancing a house, doing a reverse mortgage, whatever, any kind of closing situation, you got to sign documents. So a notary, all a notary is just an authority of the state that basically is identifying the person signing that they really are who they say they are, through the form of identification or through credible witnesses or swearing under an oath. And so when the person's signing the document, there's typically a notary that's notarizing their signature. All right, and then a notary signs and stamp it. And so it's simple. You're basically just watching a person sign a document, and then you're signing and stamping after them. And so that's a great way to make money, getting paid anywhere from $75 to $200 per closing. That only takes takes you anywhere from 15 minutes to an hour to do a closing, and you can bust out a ton of those in a day. So that's a great way you can make money as a notary, is as a loan signing agent. Like I said, you can also be a wedding officiant, depending on your state. There are, some people do fingerprint acknowledgments, and like some of the other ways that I make money, when people are buying and selling cars, I'll notarize the title transfer. I do I-9s, I do a lot of wills, power of attorneys, adoption papers, divorce papers. There's so many things that you can do. For example, yesterday I made $350 on one notary appointment for it was a private job, someone hired me independently, and it took me 20 to 30 minutes, and I was done, and I made $350 in 20-30 minutes. I mean, that's awesome money. Where else, there's not too many other professions and careers that you can make that money that quickly, really simple, and especially in a service-based type industry, and so, you can do that, that's why, you can do that, one appointment like that, one good appointment, make $100 to $200 in a day, and then you're done for the day. Think about it, if you make $100 a day in a month, that's $3,000 a month. Say, for example, you want to double that, $200 a day. That's $6,000 a month. That's simple. That's kind of like my minimum quota. I always say, I like to make at least, about $6,000 a month as a notary. So I like to average $200 a day. Many days I make over $500 plus in a day. But then also there will be days where I don't make anything, just because I do take days off. I'm a single dad, so a lot of times on the weekend I just hang my hat, we have fun. I'm not even barely paying attention to my phone. But then all of a sudden, come weekdays, then I'll start answering calls, taking calls, doing appointments, boom, start busting out closings, all kind of notary jobs, and make really good money in a day. So being a notary is a great way, to make a lot of money really quickly. And the nice thing about it is it's flexible. You can do it around your own schedule most of the time. You can, anybody, really can become a notary just as long as you're 18 years of age. You got to be a U.S. born citizen. You can't have any felonies on your record. You can't have any felonies. So I'm a bad guys. Can't have any felonies, and you got to, maybe your state has some individual requirements, and then you got to take the test that you can do online, which is really simple. And then you get the stamp, the stamp, like I got mine right here, and then boom, with this baby, it's made me over $500,000, with this thing right here. And it's funny because I remember people used to make fun of me, when I first became a notary, and they knew I was doing this. But, how much money can you make as a notary? Like $1 a day, And then they're still working their $5 an hour job, those people. So anyways, there's a lot of money to be made as a notary, and it's easy. You can fit it into your business. Those of you who follow my or work, if you have multiple jobs. When I first became a notary, I also did have a full-time job, so I was doing this on the side. And I remember I would have people come to my job, and I would be notarizing stuff at my work, making money. And it got to the point where I was making more money from side job. And now actually got to the point where I was. It was costing me more money to work at my job because of the fact I was turning away so much business that I was like, oh my God, I've turned away $500 in business today, where, at the time I was making barely like $1,000 a week working full time, and I'm like, this is costing me more money to work at this job than it would be to quit it. And so I quit it, and I remember I doubled my income the next month, and from the next rest on out of history, my income was growing and just having a great time being my own boss. So notary is a great profession, respectable profession. It opens up a lot of doors. It's a great way to network, a lot of cool stuff. And the nice thing is, if you guys follow my channel, I have other businesses that I do promote, like drop shipping and flipping medical commodities and affiliate marketing through YouTube and things like that. And you can easily fit this in with all those. I do drop shipping. I have full-time virtual assistants that run my business. We're trying to scale up to hit $100,000 a month in monthly sales by the end of the year. We're right around the $50,000 a month mark. Someone's calling me. That was actually a medical commodity sale. You can still do all your other businesses and still do this. So I gotta go. I gotta get back. I gotta call this person back so I can make some sales for my flipping some test strips. But if you're interested in learning how to make awesome money as a notary public, and building a six-figure business, check out the link in the description The loan signing system course, I can't recommend it enough. It's going to teach you how to make $100 to $200 an hour or even more, depending on how quick you can bust out the closings as a notary public, doing loan signings, closings, or do one-on-one coaching with me, and I will teach you how to make next level income as a notary. Like I said, there's very few people that have the kind of experience that I do. Not bragging, it's just the reality of it. And so, and I'm a great coach, and I pride myself on it. And so, if you want to learn more, coach with me, or take the courses that I recommend, keep following this channel, subscribe. You know, I share the tips, the goals. I try to help wake you guys up to valuable information at the same time. And until next time, guys, I got to keep making that money and enjoy the rest of my weekend. Hope you're having a great day, great week, great month, great year. Let's make it a great life.